Hey there, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I've made an entire song within 12 hours and how I've used Serum 2 for this. So when I started, I first concentrated on making a chord progression. And this is what I came up with. I really wanted to go for a dreamy and rhythmical, nice way. And this is what I came up with. I've also made this synth sound in Serum by using a few wavetables, automating a bunch of parameters, and using some effects here. This is basically the starting point for this idea. I've also found some nice voices in a cool sample pack, and I've made some vocal chops in Serum 2 with the new sampler option here. And by just right-clicking on this and selecting the slice auto mode, you can just create vocal chops. You can even select the slices manually if you want to do that. But I really liked the results here. And because I wanted to use auto shift later to press the vocal chops into the right key, I didn't do any further processing in this instance of Serum. Then I've used auto shift and added another Serum FX with lots of effects to process these vocal chops even further. And added some other third-party effects like I feature spectral gate, for example. Shout out I feature on this one. And basically the chord progression and the vocal chops were the foundation for this song. Then I added more elements like this one, for example. This is just a Serum with a sample in here, and I've used my patch generator preset here, which you can get in my Serum presets volume 1 on Gumroad. Link is in the description, alongside many other presets I've used in this song. And I will also update this pack with synth sounds in the future, like this one, for example. So it will even have more synths in the future. Currently it has 25 sounds, basses, synths, and pads. And yeah, then I made this section, which was so fun to make because it really has that nice riot vibe to it. With this synth sound in particular. And it's so good. I also love the chord progression and the extension here I did here. It's really dreamy, trancy, and yeah, just so vibey. And then we are going straight into the build-up. I've also added these really cool vocals here, which I've been talking about earlier, with some processing like the auto shift and the riot vocal rag, which is pretty fire. And this is just the perfect atmosphere. I've also made a classic reese bass. I think that's actually the preset I've put into that pack I've been talking about. You can also get that preset if you want to. It's really nice, but yeah, really simple patch in this case. Of course, the drums are all samples. I didn't synthesize the drums with Serum here. And then we are time for the drop. How it sounds like, and I really wanted to work with the vocals more, so I just chopped these up and made these really plucky and fast vocal chops and layered these with a bunch of other sounds, like for example this one, which is just a resampled reese bass, which is also part of my Serum presets volume 1. And this one is basically a reese bass generator because every time it produces or generates different results. And of course I've added some pitch bending. It's really beefy and gritty and had that perfect tone to it. I added some further processing here, like a saturator and a spectral compressor. Shout out Nasko on this one. And some EQing. I got this really nice tail, which was at the end of the mud pie because of all the OTT happening. It was perfect transition sweep I've used here. And then we have this sound as layer, which I've rendered, which is also a synth patch, also from my pack right here. And I've added some further processing in this group here. I've also added another sound, like a simple pad from riot. Also this sound right here, which is a color-based step, which I've also resampled by a sound, but I can't remember exactly which one it was. I think, yeah, it could be this one. It was just from my noise generator, or the glitch generator. just resampled it a bunch of times and then took a bit out of it and just looped it right here. And of course colorized it with Prism by Nasko. Also have these cool fills right here, which is also one of my presets with an arpeggiator included. Also this one right here, really classic edge right here with a square wave and a sine wave and some cutoff modulation happening. And of course some background samples just to fill up the empty space. Here we can do the reese bass again. Awesome patch. And I've also made this synth sound with Serum, which was sounding like this before. Really interesting one. With some interesting modulation going on here. Also some effects and some further processing right here. So basically, I've combined a lot of synth sounds and layered these and added this nice reese bass here. And played around with the arrangement, added some other sounds, some samples here and there, just to fill up the empty space. And then we had the break section, which originally just was the intro again with a few different variations. But the next day I decided to work on this more. And I've created a really nice midsection, but I won't play that because I don't want to spoil you, because this section really hits hard in a deep way. So be prepared for this when this song gets released, hopefully at some point this year, because I really enjoyed it. And yeah, then we had the second build-up going on basically, with some extension on the main progression here with some additional notes. Also this patch, which was also part in the first build-up, it's also a really nice chord sound. The synth partials sound. This is also part of my pack. If you want to support me, you can grab that for very little money. We also have this sound right here. And yeah, in the next days or next week, I don't know when, I will just update it with some more sounds, like these plucky sounds, for example, and maybe some more basses. So I think in the end we will get over 30 presets on this one. And here in the second variation, I've just added another voice, which was 1 octave deeper basically. So I added some more depth to it, and I've changed up the rhythm a tiny bit here, and some notes in the chords. So this sound was also just a simple melodic patch right here. Might add that to the pack as well. The most fun parts about making this song right here was messing around with the plug sounds and trying to create a nice atmosphere and a nice mood with these, because the key of the song is D sharp minor, but in the intro it never hits the D sharp minor chord, but just in the drop. So it was a really nice feeling to start with this different starting point, although it's D sharp minor. This is actually all it. I hope you learned something from this video, how my approach was arrangement wise and also sound selection wise and layering wise. I think you were able to get some nice information out of this. And yeah, messing around with Serum too was really fun. You can create some nice sounds with it. The workflow is pretty convenient, and the results are also great, especially with the new randomization, which I've also used in the chords to randomize the wavetables every time a little bit to create some even more live sounds, if you get my idea here. And I can't wait to make more stuff of it, make more sound designing, and see you in the next one. Goodbye and have a great day.